Oh boy, comparators. They look similar to repeaters, but they have some quite different functions. The crafting recipe is also similar, except you'll need a piece of nether quartz. Here's a rundown of what you can do with a comparator. In some easy steps, let's get this going. Hey everyone, Nicholas Barco speaking. Welcome back to episode 2 of Redstone Academy. In today's episode we are going to be talking about redstone comparators. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, where we talk about all the bare minimums, you should be able to check that out by either clicking here or the link in the description. That is going to open up a new tab so you can easily watch that video and then simply come back to this one. So as you may have noticed from the beginning, we are going to be talking about the block that no one seems to be understanding, but today we are going to explain it in a pretty easy manner, and I hope all of you understand it. So, like a repeater, a comparator only allows current to pass through it in one direction, in at the back, out at the front, marked by an arrow on the top. So you can see that arrow right here, kind of like a triangle, and this is the input right here, and that is the output, marked with that little torch right there. And unlike a repeater, the signal is neither delayed nor amplified, meaning that simply if you had a signal coming in or a redstone line and the signal strength would get lower and lower, you can simply put down a repeater right here and then have the signals go further again without having to worry about losing signal strength. And that is pretty easy, so keep that in mind. This will not alter the signal strength, it will do something different instead. As its name suggests, a comparator can compare the strength of two currents. It compares the main signal that it receives through the back or the base of the arrow with a signal that it gets through the side and sends it output through the front. So this is the main signal through the back, and then there is a different signal into the side, and then there's the output in the front, like we explained just a few seconds ago. But let's get into the normal mode. Just to clear some things up and don't cause any confusions, I call this signal strength right here stronger than this one, because you can kind of see this is a brighter tone of redstone and this is kind of darker because it's further away from the power source. This one is a lower signal strength and this one is a stronger signal strength. Okay, just to cause no confusion and clear things up, so you need to keep that in mind to fully understand what I'm talking about right now. So the signal that comes in at the back will be passed out through the front if it is greater than the signal coming in through the side. So let's say we have the main signal right here. It is 2 blocks and this one is 3 blocks at the side. So this one is a lower signal strength and this one is stronger, so it will just go into the front, or it will just output the signal strength. Alright, so if the comparator is getting a signal in through both sides, it just uses whichever is the strongest and ignores the other one. Alright, so this one is even stronger than the main signal. So that means that this output signal will go out. Okay, so let's put that on, and you can see this one, it goes out and it just uses whichever whichever is stronger. And this one, or the comparator, now says, screw you, I don't even care about this one anymore. So we could actually remove this, and what we have right now is this one being stronger and this one being lower in power, so there will not be any power output. And one thing that I always keep repeating, the main signal will not be altered in strength. Okay, let's go on to the subtraction mode. If you right click the comparator, this will put it into subtraction mode. This is marked by the front one of the 3 redstone torches, the little one just right there, lighting up. In subtraction mode, the comparator works the same as described earlier, except the current output at the front is equal to the main input minus the side input. That is to say, the strength of the main current that passes through will be reduced by the strength of the side current. to 0 if the side current is greater than the main current. Alright, so much input, and we're talking about input. Ooh, pun intended. Anyway, so simply said that the main signal right here on the red clay minus the signal that is incoming from the blue clay will be outputted at the front. So it is in subtraction mode, you can see that with the torch there. And now, if we just click this lever, the whole signal will get passed through. However, you can see this lever, or lever, I don't know how to pronounce that. You can tell me that in the comments down below. I'm having trouble pronouncing words, you know that. Then when we flick this lever, you can see that it is 2 blocks away rather than 1 from the comparator, so it is 1 signal strength lower. There should only be 1 right here. So let's imagine we have 15 signal strength coming in here and only 14 right here, because you know redstone travels 15 blocks until the power runs out. You should know that. And then 15 minus 14 is 1. And if we flick this lever, whatever you want to call it, there is only 1 redstone lighting up. What a surprise. Since there's so much to remember in so little time, let's go over the examples one more time. So in example A right here, you can see that the main signal is stronger than the side signal because it hasn't traveled as far, meaning that the signal has passed through. All nice and dandy. Let's go to example B. So here the main signal is weaker than the side signal, so it is not passed through. Alright, cool. And let's go to example C. We are in subtraction mode. Although the main signal is stronger, it has the side signal subtracted from it. That's the same example we just had a few minutes ago, and you can see only 2 lights up. And it still passes through, but it is too weak to reach the end of the wire. You can also use comparators to report the fullness of containers. So if the base of a comparator is placed against a container, which can either be a chest, a furnace, a hopper, a dropper, a dispenser, a brewing stand, or a jukebox, basically anything that can hold items inside of it, then it is going to output a current with a strength that depends on how full the container is. So you can see there's a chest right next to the comparator, and there's one with a stone block or any other type of block in between. That is not going to make a difference, it just looks better. If you have a block in between, for example a wall, and then have your comparator, that looks better than just having the comparator right there and not being able to place a wall. So this can be used to test whether a container is empty or to compare how full 2 different containers are. So let's do a little bit of simple math here. Assuming, or yeah, it actually does, the one chest right here has 3 slots right here and 9 right there, equaling 27 entire slots. And we have 15 signal strength in total. So let's just lay out the redstone, and it takes the chest to be entirely full to get to 15. For 1 signal strength, we will need 1.8 stacks of the item you want to put in there. However, we have normal stacks of 64. I'm just calling them normal, but there are also stacks of 16, or maybe only 1, for example with tools. So what are you gonna do about that? So let's type some simple calculations in there. Let's just type into our calculator 1.8 times 16, and that is going to give me out 28.8. So you need to put 29 ender pearls, for example, in there to get 2 of the, or actually 1 of the lights to turn on. But the first light turns on whatever you put in there, so there can be only 1 item in there. So let's pretend we had 1 stack of ender pearls in there, and then this light will light up, and then for the next one we would need 28 ender pearls. So in total we have 32 now. If we take that away, the signal strength will go away, but if you add a little bit more, then the signal strength will be there again. So you can calculate how many items are in there, and it's not gonna be that accurate to test how full two different containers are. I have a simple contraption right over here, but it's just a little gimmick or something. So there are 4 stacks of diamonds in here now, and there are 2 in here. So this setup basically compares how much stuff is in each chest and sends a signal to this lamp if the one on the left, so that is this one, has more in it, because you know this is the main input, and this is, yeah, then going into there if this signal is not bigger than this one. Alright, I hope you got that. I hope I didn't confuse you. And let's say we put 4 of these in here and then only 2 of these in there. But if we add a third one, nothing's gonna happen. But if we add a 4th one, the lamp is going to turn on. It's a little bit of, yeah, trickery, but basically you can test if items are in containers, and that's all you need to know for now. But this also works in subtraction mode, the same thing, so you can set up some pretty complicated calculations and set thresholds for comparison and all sorts of stuff. But that's about it. I don't want to confuse you anymore. You can do the math by yourself if you don't believe me, but I should be right. Yeah, I think I'm right. And if not, prove me wrong. Do that in the comments down below. And speaking of that, we are at the end of the episode. There was a lot to learn, so if you have any more questions, please feel free to post them in the comments down below. I will make sure to read them all, and I also respond to a lot of my comments. So feel free, don't be ashamed, and leave a like for this episode if you liked it and if it helped you out. Maybe it will help out some of your friends, so share this video with all of them. If you now click the box on the left, you'll be brought to the first episode of Redstone Academy, and if you click the box on the right, you will be brought to a pretty cool TNT cannon where we are not using comparators, but we're using some other parts of Redstone, which might help you understand Redstone a little bit more, and that is what this series is for. Anyway, I'm talking way too much, way too fast. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Toodles!